I'm Judy Shaw for NYSE Floor Talk. Joining me today is Ludwig Schoenack. He is the co-founder of Kyte, along with Nikolaus Volk, also the co-founder of Kyte. Great to have you both here. Thanks for joining me today, gentlemen, on the NYSE trading floor.
Thanks for having us. Really excited to be here.
Thank you.
So now, quick note to our viewers, this interview is for informational purposes only. The NYSE doesn't recommend any investments or investment strategies. Ludwig, I want to start with you. Tell me, how did you come up with the idea for Kyte?
Well, as founders, we lived in cities all of our lives, and we saw firsthand how Uber and Lyft and rideshare changed the way we move around within cities. But for every trip that's longer than an Uber ride, there was really no good product out there. So when we realized that this market is actually an order of magnitude bigger than rideshare, we decided to build a product and solve that solution in the most customer-centric way. So when you now click a button on your phone, a car rolls up to your door, you can keep it as long as you want, for however long you need it, and then when you're done, it disappears. We started the company in San Francisco out of a garage, started to deliver cars on our own to customers' doorstep, and now, fast forward 3 years, we are in 14 cities across the country. We make a lot of customers very happy. The business is growing and it's on fire.
All right, so Nikolaus, tell me, there are a lot of big players in the market. How do you stand out?
Yeah, I know, for our type of business, the one thing that it really boils down to is really the combination of kind of bits and atoms. And so what I mean by that is really, the atoms, that's really the physical world out there, right? Like cars on the ground and everything like really happening in the real world. And in the bits, it's really like the technology, right? Like the product experience, the magic, and our algorithms powering the systems. And so what we observed is really like out there in the market, most companies out there, they're only really good in like one of these things, but not really both, right? And so, traditional players, they're really good in kind of like managing assets out there, but not really building technology and product. And on the other side, tech companies out there and kind of like marketplaces, they can build technology, but they're actually not that good in like managing large scales of cars and assets out there. And so what we're really building is really building that excellence both around operations and assets, but also building the excellence around the product experience and the technology. And we really believe by combining these two things, that's incredibly powerful and ultimately incredibly defensible if you do that right. And so, that's really what kind of like our secret sauce is.
All right, so you just raised $200 million in debt. How are you planning to use it, Ludwig?
Well, so we've not raised a lot of capital in the trajectory of the company. So now, fueled with more capital to deploy, we are going to just accelerate our growth massively, right? We've de-risked a lot of the parts of the business, right? We've shown that we can do this with a few thousand cars in a few cities. So now we're going to, go much faster. And for us, it's going to be a few 10,000 of cars, a few 100,000 of cars, and we're also going to go into a few more cities, right? For us, we're going to build the biggest fleet operator on the planet. So there is definitely like a big piece of this is diversifying the capital stack and getting Goldman Sachs and Ares onto our capital stack. It's a big part of growing up as a company, and it's a big milestone in our journey to taking Kyte public.
So tell me a little bit more about how you're going to grow the company, and tell me what is the most important thing to get right.
What is really like ultimately the most important thing always is delivering an amazing customer experience every single time, right? And like really the product experience and really like a car delivered to people's doorsteps on time with a flawless experience. Really like delivering on that value proposition, right? And like keeping the bar incredibly high there. That is the most important thing for us as we scale the business. And like growing with the growth rate that we're going hereafter, and really being in that hyper growth mode, it puts a lot of pressure on all pieces of the business, right? And like there's a lot of strain in every kind of like different component of the system, and you can only really do that and grow that fast when you really do a couple of things, right? Like really hire the right people, really hire excellent operators in all of these different areas that are really, really good in like all of these different things. Really kind of like anticipate problems early enough before they kind of, as you scale, before they really become really, really big problems. And then just really nurture the right culture, the right kind of like operating principles that really matter for that type of business. And for example, for us, really some of these operating principles, they're really around extreme ownership. They're really around like an incredibly high expectation level in people's ambition and really like what they're going after in every different department of the company. And that kind of paired with like the right level of like humbleness and really the attitude to still learn and improve every single day. I mean, we're always saying in every different piece of the business, we want to get 1% better every day, right? And if you get 1% better every day, and that actually really compounds and you become 40 times better actually after a year. And so really like doing all of these things, bringing on board the right people, the right operators all across the company. If you do all of these things, then you can actually run pretty fast.
Okay, all right, so finally, tell me, Ludwig, what's next for Kyte?
For now, we are laser focused on the core product. Even in our first markets that we launched, we're still only scratching the surface of all of the demand that's out there. So core product experience is top of our mind, getting that right every time. But at the same time, we're super excited about layering on ancillary products, charging, parking, insurance products, right? We're just really at the beginning of this journey. On the other hand, we're seeing people are using cars for a multitude of different use cases, and we're really excited to tap into that. In 2030, we are going to be the biggest fleet operator on the planet, 10 million trips a month. So on the way to get there, we are just going to go heads down, execute, and build the best product that we can build on our way. And we do that one trip at a time.
Okay, one trip at a time. So great to have you both here. Thank you both for joining me on NYSE Floor Talk.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.